What phrases immediately tip you off that the person is going to be an awful player? Welcome to November. How may I take your order? But it's in my backstory. I have the OP thing. You have to let me have the OP thing for free, or it won't make any sense.
What's happening again?
This one's normally spoken after looking up from their phone when it's, their turn. They demand lots of things they would never allow when they were GMing.
I don't know why my character would be here.
As a busy adult, pre-session 0, I make sure the players are all in agreement about the overall campaign. By session 0, I want a rough first adventure planned out. If the players all think it's fine, their number one requirement is to make a PC who would do that adventure with the group. I'd rather them all be chaotic evil and just do the damn adventure than a bunch of badass loners who just sit on the sidelines waiting to see
how things play out.
I don't have time to do 6 hours of prep and sit around not playing the game. When they don't tell the DM something because, well, the DM is the enemy. When they have
grand ambitions for their character,
but don't talk to the DM about it in any sufficient detail. I'm building a revenge plot backstory. Says nothing through session 0. Level 3 comes around. Hey DM, why is there nothing about my revenge plot coming through in the story? Other backstory plot types are also available. When they say they want to play as a character from an anime, video game, comic, movie, etc., not just inspired by, but the actual character. The rules aren't designed to give you every ability from any IP exactly how you want it. You can get close a lot of the time, but it'll be better for everyone if you make a character that fits the D&D rules and the campaign setting. Also related is whenever they give themselves OP homebrew abilities without asking the DM first. They often write a really long and complicated backstory to just try and justify why they have these abilities, as if that's a bulletproof argument. Basically, anyone who insists on playing an unfair or inappropriate character and refuses to play one of the thousands of available and interesting characters that are possible to create within the rules. Within 2 seconds of the campaign starting,
I kill everyone in town.
The first round of the very first combat encounter, I roll a history check to know this creature's weak point and get advantage. Nope, no you don't. I knew within 2 minutes that this player was going to be a problem, and they proved it several times over. I want my character to be chaotic evil neutral. If one of my players is going to play an evil character in a party full of good characters, they better have a good explanation for it and play their character correctly. That means not killing their teammates and random people on the street just because I want to, or that's what my character would do. Now don't get me wrong, evil characters can be very fun to play as, but only if they're done right. Working with murder hobo players gets annoying fast, even in an evil campaign. I'd like to play this. Insert stupidly OP homebrew race that doesn't fit in your custom-made world. I'd like to start with this stupidly OP item for your level.
I want to be chaotic evil.
Hi, welcome to the game. I'm a new GM, so it's great to have some experienced players. What are you thinking of playing? I'm going to play a exotic race, exotic subclass, who is extreme alignment, because I want to do this cool niche borderline broken mechanic nail. Can I fight other player? It's just what my character would do. Well, actually, long rant about rules during the session. And the big one from personal experience. I often drink right before a game. Not a bad player, but bad for me to play alongside, are the ones who can't possibly fathom a character ever going against the norm for any aspect of their build. A dexterity paladin? Oh, that's insanity! A strength rogue? Pfft, not possible. A wizard not taking every single most powerful spell? Well, why even play? I had a player who literally couldn't comprehend why my rogue had expertise in nature and insight instead of stealth and thieves' tools. The answer was simply backstory thematics. All these answers are why DMs should do a session 0 with all players to make sure everyone's on the same page about what kind of game they're playing and what kind of characters they want to play. Had a player interrupt me and say, "Say the thing," at the end of combat. What thing?
You know, the thing that Matt Mercer always says.
It was at this moment that it started to dawn on me what a nightmare this group would be. Oh, and it was. That specific player kept criticizing me for anything I did differently from Matt Mercer. Another player kept showing up late and never had their stuff, to the point where everyone brought their character sheet except for them. The last player kept playing edgy characters who literally had no reason to be a part of an adventuring party.
Elaborate OP backstory.
Yeah, you're level 3. I don't think so.
But wait, hold on. Just hear me out.
No thanks, champ. You're not going to convince me that you've managed to completely control this foreign entity in your body by 3rd level, or saved an entire country, or yada 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 blah 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 blah. Just let your legend build through the game, please. Don't artificially make one unless your character is talking up their exploits without having actually done anything. Blatantly ignoring all lore and world building when designing their character, and then expecting the DM to warp the setting around their character to make them fit. It usually comes up when a player joins a game with a character already in mind, but it's especially annoying when they sit through a session 0 explaining the world and campaign premise and then just choose to ignore it. Haha, fun, get out.
Oh, it's what my character would do. Oh.
I'm sure we could all think of a situation where that isn't a jerk move, but we never hear it used to justify donating money to the orphanage or stopping to do something nice, because those things don't need an excuse. It's what my character would do is only used to deflect responsibility for a player's decision while ignoring the follow-up, "You made the character the way they are, and you could change them too." When they talk about how a character is optimized or not. Now, I have no problem with min-maxers, and some of my friends and best players I know are hardcore min-maxers. My problem starts when these people get upset when you don't optimally build your character. In their heads, they think you're shooting yourself in the foot by not making the perfect character mechanics-wise. Now, I get that, but I build characters to enjoy role-playing as them, and I know if they can't respect that, we are not going to get along. New, not just new to my group, players who want to play one of the animal races. My group is 3 for 3 on them being really weird and sexualizing the animalistic nature of their character. Yeah, we've all been there, buddy. There was one dude who wanted to play a kenku who went caw-caw every 15 seconds and wanted to teabag everyone and everything. Then, there was the one dude who played a female tabaxi and played her like a cat in heat, including constant cat in heat yowling. Oh, ugh. Lastly, there was the girl who played a Herringon like Jessica Rabbit and kept asking people to play with her tail. It's just a hard pass for me with new players. Now, a more experienced player, yeah, sure, I know them well enough to trust them to not make it weird. But with new players, God, please pick from the PHB races. I've learned I can pretty accurately tell how much of a nightmare you're going to be by how you describe your character to me. Have you had to stop for breath before even telling me what your class is? Oh boy, you're going to hand me a 30-page backstory that completely ignores all of the lore I've given you, aren't you? Are you describing the broken mechanic you're planning to exploit and your character is just a race and a class that gives you the benefit you want, you're gonna be real disappointed when you find out it's either not as broken as you think or simply doesn't work that way in the rules. Have fun, kiddo!
It's what my character would do!
When they attempt to justify completely off-the-wall actions that not even the most psychotic real-life people would do, like, I'm going to run up and stab the king. A king that they've never met or had any reason to go and hold a grudge against in their backstory or campaign. Also, when they routinely steal from, threaten, or try to kill other party members because it's what their character would do. Nah, man, you're just causing problems and disrupting the campaign. Player conflicts happen, but you instigate something once per session. Oh, it's not the character that's the problem.
It's you, bucko.
Not a phrase, but more of a pattern. Anytime somebody starts to explain their character background to me while leaving out anything that would actually root them in the world, I immediately think, yep, that's a Murder Hobo 2.0. Classics include, can I play? In my experience, if you have to ask, in 90% of the cases, the answer should be no. Another classic is when one player says their character does something, or the party decides to do something and the player goes, no, you don't, because my character, aka the you can't have cookies because I'm on a diet paladin. Oh, we love those types. Lastly, when somebody wants to play a chaotic evil or neutral evil character in a good aligned party without giving any reason other than, well, I mean, I think it could be interesting, and then proceeds to explain why CE and E characters are notoriously hard to get along with. And rightfully so! I know it gets people excited when it happens in a streamed game, but Bard players who stop the game for several minutes to play an instrument in real life or sing because they expect advantage or an auto success from it. Sometimes not even on performance checks. I wouldn't give your character advantage on acrobatics if you show me a backflip, or advantage on lockpicking if you stop to pick a real lock. Now, it's okay for roleplay sometimes, but don't expect in-game benefits for out-of-game actions. My character has a split multiple personality. That player is going to be a total cringe fest and attention hog.
So he's sort of like XYZ from totally unrelated media?
The PC is going to be a sore thumb and will never engage with the game.
He's in this class who thinks he's actually that class.
Aha! The player that thinks they are smarter than they are and bails as soon as any roleplay starts. And any variation of, how does this incredibly common rule work? The player is problematically lazy and/or plain stupid. Lastly, I don't own the player's handbook, so I just use D&D Beyond to make my character. The player will constantly be just checking their sheet every time it's their turn. Hey everybody, Brian Von VA checking in after the vid. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, ring that bell, and in the comments below, let us know what phrases immediately tip you off that the person you're playing with, or DM, is going to be an awful, awful one. Also, if you want to join our membership, you do get early access to the videos, maybe some behind the scenes and outtakes. Who knows? We're working on that. But you do keep some food in our belly and the lights on. You don't have to. It's a tough time out there for everyone, but we would appreciate it. Either way, we do love you all. Please be safe, happy, and healthy, and we'll see you next time. Toodaloo for now.